Hello, hello. Old Dad here, and I'm getting ready to watch some simulations based off of matches throughout the week, both Raw and SmackDown. My choices is Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, and Natalya, and I think I'm going to watch that one on a 2K24, see how they stack up. Now, I'm thinking simulation-wise, that's going to go to Becky Lynch, just because it's based off of her stats. And in 2K24, her stats were pretty much higher, but not much higher than they are today. I mean, just to be fair, Roxanne Perez's stats ain't as good as they probably will be here in a year or two. Sheamus versus Grayson Waller, I'm going to do that in a 2K23. And then the next two I'm going to do in 2K25. Zelina Vega versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia. Because based off stats, I can't see how Charlotte Flair doesn't win. And then you got Street Profits versus Fraxium. That match was golden. Did not have an end. It will here. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this. The match is getting ready to start. Now, they're both really good, but Grayson Waller actually impressed me during his match with Sheamus. And there was a couple points in time where I honestly thought Grayson Waller was going to pull a bit of an upset. Now, you kind of knew that he was going to lose, but I thought he was going to pull a bit of an upset. Here we're in 2K23, and I don't think that in 2K23 they gave Sheamus his due, but Sheamus has always been one of them top tier. I mean, what was it he said once before? Some people work their whole lives to get the WWE title, and I did it in 6 months. He was pretty impressive. He was pretty impressive. He still is, though. And I love the fact that he likes to fight. You know, there was a thing with him and Ivy Nile when it said, name this team. And Young Lad was showing it to me, and he was just like, who would you name it? Who would you name it? I said, I don't know, but that would be the perfect use for Ivy Nile. Instead of her trying to go after titles and things like that, her being like Sheamus or Rusev and just going in there just to beat people up, that would be great. Who are you fighting for a title? I don't know. Do I get to fight? I mean, that would be just perfect. That's an old dad opinion, though. That's an old dad opinion. I think Ivy Nile would be a perfect female Sheamus in a sense, to where she just goes in there wanting to beat people up. That would be great. Now here, Grayson Waller's doing extremely well. And basing off this, I didn't realize he was really that tall. Like, he's just as tall as Sheamus is. One thing that I'd like to point out, though, and this goes with that whole Grayson Waller being as tall as he is. If everybody's a giant, nobody's a giant. Just throw it out. And truly, at 5'10", if you're 6'5", you're a giant. You are. I'm an old dad. I ain't trying to be all prideful, acting like I'm like this big man or whatever. I'm not, except for, like, you know, belly donuts big. I'm not. And 6'5" is huge. Have you ever, like, I met people that are 6'5", and you look up at them. So, but that's the thing, though. If everybody's that big, nobody's that big. You might have small men, but you have no big men. If everybody's 6 foot in that range, 6 foot and up, yeah. But Sheamus is beating him up. And Grayson Waller was doing pretty good there for a minute. Which is kind of interesting because in the match, Grayson Waller did really well in certain parts of the match. And then at one point, he was just going to leave. And Austin Theory was just like, hey, we don't do that. We don't leave. We don't quit or whatever. And Grayson Waller ended up getting beat. They're building that. They're building that. And them two having matches, that could go back and forth forever. That could be the next Cena and Randy Orton. And I got a feeling their matches will put them to the top of the card because they're just so good. Both him and Theory. But right now, just like in the real match, both him and Theory both got pounded by Sheamus. So, yeah, right now, Sheamus is just beating him. They do that build-up thing where they do their taunts and stuff on the game. And they do it in the regular wrestling, too. And so many times I'll look at the TV as they're doing their taunts, and I'll be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just go after the guy. I get it. It's the show thing. But I got a feeling this is... No, he kicked out. I couldn't believe it either, Sheamus. I couldn't believe it either. Austin Theory, he's just... Not Austin Theory. Grayson Waller. Oh, there's the 10 beats. 10 beats of whatever. The thing that makes you hurt pretty good. Now, is it going to be a count-out finish, or is he going to go out there? Sheamus is one that if you fall outside the ring, he will just let you stay out there. He'll be just like, count him out. I would figure that would be just like a knockout if you're in a regular match. Now, if you're in a title match, of course you want to get him back in there. But he's just like, get your breath so I can pound on you some more. Sheamus is fun to watch. And because of how he does, and because he always goes and he tries to, just fight. He's one of them people that you really enjoy watching. Grayson Waller stopped him there. That was pretty smart. I mean, some of this stuff is getting so much better. They're really picking up from where the wrestlers go. And I'm wondering, there's going to have to come a day where they're going to be able to just take the footage and make the game part. But that'll probably come day whenever it looks like Austin Theory looks like Austin Theory. I wonder what he's going to look like when he's older, and hopefully I'm around to find out. Because they normally have a 20-year career. Wow, he just punched Sheamus and just knocked him for a loop. I did not see that coming. Not in the game. Not... Is he going to do that mad look, or is he just going to get beat here? That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Austin Theory, in the regular match, though, Austin Theory had control a lot of that regular match. He did really good. Not Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. Sorry. And I ain't cutting it out. I ain't restarting it. I'm just gonna look back. There's that thing he does where he jumps through the rope. That's always really good. For a minute there, I thought he had him. This is actually pretty interesting because I thought for sure it would end up just like it did on the regular. And Sheamus is winning now, of course. It's so back and forth. That's the neatest thing about these. They're so back and forth. It's based off their stats. So if they have recovery, they can recover. If they're stunned, they stay stunned. It ain't like they all of a sudden just, oh, okay, here, let me just jump back in. It's completely based off stats. So he hits this hard, he's going to actually hit this hard. And he is just, now the thing is up, nope, see, popped right back up. Now back in the ring. I would hate to be the guy that has to go in the ring after someone else is already in there, because you know that they're going to get you. For the most part. Maybe not Austin Theory, who just jumps right through, not Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. See, I keep doing it. But where Grayson Waller just jumps right through and gives you a DDT, that's pretty cool. Grayson Waller's got, but I wonder how he's going to do when he's older, like how he's going to switch up his style if he keeps going. Now, I mean, both him and Theory has that ability to move on at a certain point and go into acting or movies or something like that. I mean, they got the builds, they got the look, and Sheamus got the 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of how it happened there too, is Sheamus ended up winning it. It was a good match. Sheamus, I just love the fact that he is out to do nothing more than beat you up. That makes me happy. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next match we got is Julia versus Zelina Vega versus Charlotte Flair. Now, old dad's opinion, Charlotte Flair's the clear winner. Old dad has a whole Charlotte Flair wall. That's the best wrestler, pound for pound, in an old dad's opinion. I love me some Charlotte Flair. Julia, I've yet to feel that yet. I mean, Io Sky, I get the Io Sky thing. I get the Kairi Singh thing. Julia, I don't get yet. Asuka, I was all about Asuka. I mean, you can see that. But I'm not getting the Julia thing yet. There may come a point where I'm all about her. Right now, not so much. Zelina Vega's good. That's where I'm going with that. Zelina Vega's good. She's the U.S. champion. She's going to face Chelsea Green soon, so that'll be fun. Actually, by the time you see this, she would have already faced Chelsea Green. Leave a comment. Well, I'll probably see it, but I don't know the winner right now. I'm assuming the winner of this match is going to be Charlotte Flair. However, this is a three-way dance. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in a three-way dance. You don't know who you're going to end up. Like, you could have the victory and slide on in and someone else take it. I mean, isn't that what happened with LA Knight? And that match was fire. I'm hoping Aleister Black is going to be a DLC soon, because I really want to put him up against Shinsuke Nakamura. And in this match, I don't like the fact that Charlotte Flair they're doing her like they're doing. I get it though. She's been gone for a while. There's some build up going here. Wouldn't it be great if Charlotte Flair went around and beat up the whole card all the way to the champion again? And then took the title again? I mean, they're not old. They're not by any means old. Old dad's old. And they're not vintage yet. They're not a classic. Well, they give classics, but they're not classic. And I think that the clear favorite here is, well, a chair will make a difference. Though Charlotte Flair, you don't want to be in a match with Charlotte Flair where there are no rules. She'll just take it to you. She'll take it to you. She will use everything and anything to just dismantle you and destroy you. I really think that with Ronda Rousey, when she was winning, that they should have allowed like Charlotte Flair or Bayley or someone like that to actually beat her. Do not pin her. Good. See, and that's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair would have the ring awareness to be like, I would go to pin you right now, but I know that that person's right there, and they're going to stop that pin anyway. Yeah, I changed my shirt for the SmackDown because I was like, I don't have a color shirt for this yet. So right now, I'll just wear the SmackDown shirt with, well, scrub top with the SmackDown scrub top with the SmackDowns, and the Raw scrub top with the Raws. I ain't sure where to go with it. There's a lot of things that I'm not sure of still. I'm old. It takes me a while to figure this stuff out. I've got another color coming, but I was just wanting to like, up, and what do you know? That was fast. Who won? The Queen. We have a whole wall dedicated to her. Of course Charlotte Flair won. But then again, I would think even in the Tiffany Stratton match, Charlotte Flair would have won. She'd been gracious that day. Now, she is just such a good wrestler. So good. But now we know. Now we know who wins. And of course, old dad's happy. I'm very happy with that outcome. Let's move on. Next, we got the Street Profits versus Fraxium. And this should be really good because I didn't realize, as far as stats goes, on this match, how close in stats they really are. Though I did forget to turn off the entrances. And you know what? I may just leave it go. It doesn't have any sound. You'll hear old dad talk. That match was really good. And it went so back and forth. Now, I do think that their entrance is a little bit different in just how they do it. Though, do you see the one guy going like that? It looks like he's stirring a pot. I mean, I know that ain't what they're really... He's probably doing some kind of something, but it looks like he's stirring a pot. Like, hey, I got a pot of soup here. Hey, I got a pot of soup. I know it ain't. It's just, those are things that I would have thought of. Back in the day, you didn't just call the person up. You, like, seen them pretty far away, and you're just like, hey, pot of soup. They're strutting around, though. I wonder how much of this they did themselves, because it looks dead like their entrance. Except, you know, their clothes. Their clothes are different. Their clothes has been a while since they've had that clothes. And I know I'm on 2K25. So, but their clothes is way different. I thought it was going to be, it almost looks like a marching band. I wonder if they did that intentionally. Maybe that's just my age talking. And then you got Fraxium, which their entrance is pretty good. And Axiom, you think there'll ever come a day where Axiom gets unmasked? And then you just can't take anything away from him because he's just done it so long without a mask. Now, the Nathan Frazier on here, I'm kind of glad that the entrances are on. Nathan Frazier on here looks nothing like Nathan Frazier. And I don't know. They're going around pretty good. And Axiom's been kind of going up the steps. Now, the title thing is a little different. They got the NXT titles on. They don't have them no more. And the title holders is the Street Profits. They have the World Tag Team titles. They really didn't take away their momentum, though, because the Wyatts, that whole match would have been thrown out. Montez Ford, so impressive. So impressive. He's got a level of a 78 on this, and I think it should be higher. Now, am I going to change it? No, I'm not going to change it. But I think it should be a little higher than a 78. And Angelo Dawkins, I think he should be a little higher than a 78 as well. And I think they do that honestly because they're a tag team, so they're meant to work together. But like, I think either of those guys could stand out and be like good wrestlers by themselves. To where Fraxium, I think right now they need each other. Once upon a time, the Street Profits needed each other. I think that they could go singles, both of them, and make a good singles career. Angelo Dawkins, just a powerhouse. His spine buster looks like it would really bust your spine. It's kind of like a Flair, he's got some flair to it. And he's got like this point where he just slams you down. So I think that would be really interesting to see him on one-on-one. Plus he does that thing where the ring post and he grabs you on his shoulders and runs and smacks your head on the ring post. That looks devastating. Devastating. And then there's Montez Ford doing like Montez Ford stuff. That would hurt. That would hurt your legs. It looks like it would hurt your face, but the more I think about it, I think that would hurt your legs the most. And he is just such a big man. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Fraxium are both two smaller guys. And it goes back to what me and Young Lad was talking about. When it comes to going to this, when you go to the circus, you go to see the elephants. You may like the monkeys. You may like the penguin show or the clowns and stuff like that, but you went there to see the elephants. And that's Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford, no tiny guy either, but we're going to go back to what we were saying during Sheamus. If everybody's huge, nobody's big. You just got small guys. You got a couple small guys. But if everybody's a giant, then you don't have a giant. Triple H made himself into a giant by thickening up a lot. That man was huge. The amount of muscle Triple H had on him, it was ridiculous. You could go to the gym forever and you'd be just like, I'm never going to be Triple H. Scott Steiner was like that too. Scott Steiner, he'd like do that and he'd have that, like perfect ball right there. And it was like, yeah, that ain't even a baseball. That's a softball. That's huge. There's Fraxium working together. There was some points in that main match to where each of them had basically some time to just show their own thing. I thought that was pretty good. One of my favorite parts of that match, though, was Montez Ford being like, Fraxium. And he just like took it to him, kind of made fun of him. Now, right here, that wouldn't have went like that. That would have went with Angelo Dawkins just running him over. I like Street Profits. I like Fraxium. And this is based off their stats, but like some things it's based off of game stuff. Because right there, I'm 100% that he would have just ran him over. And right there, he would have just, reached up and tagged him. I don't care if it's game. Don't run in the corner. You're the bigger guy. Bigger guys shouldn't run into the corner. I don't care if it is game. If I'm playing the game, I'm not running to the corner. You know what? I did simulations with an old dad character. And one of the days he ran into the corner. And it's like, what are you doing? You're me. I know better. Guess what happened too? I got hurt. I got beat. That was part of my downfall. That and stepping into the ring. Because I kept it kind of realistic. So I'm very low level. Because I me just stepping in. Let's say my match with Montez Ford. And on the simulations, I had a match with Montez Ford. And I was just like, I shouldn't be in there. I shouldn't be in there in a match with Montez Ford. He would destroy me. Angelo Dawkins. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, both those guys beat Cena in simulations. Like some of their comebacks, though, is just Mexican Destroyer. That's what's up. Some of their comebacks is just interesting. It's interesting to see whenever they're able to just like pop back up like, ah! That's funny. That's funny to know that. Now, them fly things that they do where they're flying outside of the ring and stuff like that, some of that stuff is crazy to me. And then sometimes it's called out. Like, for an example, you got these two guys, and then all of a sudden they get close and they're like, and they're all positioning themselves like, you. They're meant to catch the guy. I mean, you can see it in some of the matches. Don't get me wrong. I like that they do it, and I like that they do it. I like that they do the high fly flippy do thing sometimes. And I like the fact that they're willing to catch the other guy. Because them high fly flippy do things, that's so dangerous. But they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch. That's pretty cool. Are they going to get the 3 count? There's no way. Montez Ford, they got the 3 count. And you just say, like, there's no way. So, the thing is we say, who would win? Who would have won that match? And if you go by the stats, and you go by the simulation, well, here we know. Now we know it's Fraxium. I didn't see that coming. I didn't. All right, moving on. We got Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, and Natalya. Now, in this match, Roxanne Perez won. I love Pop Rocks. I think that Roxanne Perez hugely potential, like huge potential. I think the favorite in this match, however, is Becky Lynch. Now, you only go so much off of talent alone. And they say stuff like, he's such a veteran, he knows all this different stuff, and you do. But at a certain point in your career, I think that it would be like any other job. You know as much as the next guy as the next guy. And that's what it just falls down to. Now, so Natalya and Becky would be kind of even on that. But Roxanne Perez taking the victory, that should be interesting here. With that being said, she's going for like the disarmer right off the bat. That's almost like she did in the match. I think Lyra Valkyria had a lot to do with Becky Lynch losing, but that's part of the storyline. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about simulations. Simulations, it ain't about the storyline. You get to see how this person faces off against that person if they just faced off against that person. It's simulation, it's based off stats. I love that. But a three-way dance, this could go either way. Now, we're using 2K24, but 2K24 was a good year for Roxanne Perez as far as NXT went. Again, Roxanne Perez is any year's a good year for Roxanne Perez. She's just outstanding. Any year's a good year for Becky Lynch. She's outstanding. I wish I could say the same for Natalya. Natalya's been more of the teacher over the years than the winner over the years. I mean, even whenever it was her with Bret Hart and Charlotte Flair with Ric Flair, and that match went on and stuff like that. I mean, ultimately, I just think that she's like the trainer. Could she go in there and go with them? She does it. She does it. And she does it actually pretty well. And I seen a thing this week that I was just like, wait a minute. And that's in the three-way match, someone grabbed a rope and they told him to stop, or they canceled out the pin or whatever. And I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. It won't break up a submission, but it will break up a pin. That makes absolutely no sense. So Natalya's doing actually rather well in this match, which she should. Don't get me wrong, she should. If one day she went from trainer to just straight wrestler, but why would you do that, right? And you know it because, like, right now she's with the girl from Alpha Academy. She was with Ronda Rousey. And she just trains all these different people. If you got ring rust, chances are, guess what? You're probably going to hook up with Natalya, because she's going to teach you how to go ahead and, like, beat somebody. And her look on there, like, some of them, how they look doesn't look really them. And Natalya really ain't bad on this game. This is 24 though. I mean, chances are better and gooder next, 25. And we'll do 25s. We'll do 25s. But I like that. There's Pop Rocks. Is she really going to win? I thought she had it. I thought, what do you know? Roxanne Perez really would have won that match. And it's still going pretty good. Roxanne Perez is doing like Roxanne Perez does. And she's just winning. I would start out, if I was in a three-way match, I would always start out with a weapon. Always. You wouldn't have me measuring up my metal. Me measuring up, oh, see, I thought Becky had it. And that's how, I would assume that it was to go. And even there, oh, by the way, where you're going for the sharpshooter, now doing the double sharpshooter, okay, yeah, that makes some sense. But if you're in there, especially early goings in the match, and you go to do the sharpshooter on one person, you know that someone's going to hit you. And they're going to hit you hard. You go do it to the other person's going to hit you. Because nobody wants you to win. They want to win. So, you would think that Becky has this match now. She could just pin... Oh, wait. You would think she could just pin, and the pin would be done. Roxanne Perez, looking as impressive as ever. I do like her gear in 2K24. I just think that it's kind of fun looking. Now, that looked like some of the other moves that you see in wrestling where it didn't look like it landed right. Like, it didn't look like it was as impressive as it's made to look like. And there goes Roxanne Perez. Just, now go for the pin. Go for the pin. Go for the pin. What are you doing? Go for the pin. Go. Oh, Pop Rocks. That would be a hard move to take. It got broke up. And is that setting up? Hey, look, it's the sacrifice. It has a different, because she's standing up, but that's basically the same thing as the sacrifice. To see some of the slams that people do is actually pretty impressive. Like when Becky Lynch does certain slams to people, and you're just like, okay, now a one-arm power bomb to Natalya. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That ain't a realistic thing that just happened on the game. No. No. She's not Batista. She's not some powerhouse. That's unrealistic. Now that was realistic. And am I going to get shocked here? No. No, I'm not going to get shocked here. I think a lot of the look from Becky Lynch is exactly the same between, 24 and 25? Which, no complaints there. No. I thought Becky Lynch was only back for the match, though, and that's why they lost the titles. I didn't realize she was back. I'm glad she is, too. And it seems like they're trying to do their best to have her generation pass the torch to the next generation. But here's the thing. If that was guys, I don't think that would be as much of the case. I mean, look at Cena and Orton. They've been going for a long time. Sheamus is in that mix. Edge, Adam Copeland, he's still going. I mean, he ain't in the world title scene. But Edge and Orton, they proved the fact that Cena and Orton, especially Randy Orton. Randy Orton proves the fact that he should be in that title conversation all the time. He ain't just some basic jobber. He's still got it. It's kind of like back in the Attitude Era when you'd see Jerry the King Lawler take off his headset and go to the ring, or come down the ramp and he was wrestling that night. That was always like one of them interesting things that you would see. And now it's just how it would go. Because you don't want the other person to win. You don't want the other person to win. You want to win. So it just goes back and forth. And things like three-way matches last just about forever. But yeah, like, and some of the stuff that you see, you're just like, take the other one out now. Take the other one out now. Why would you go to pin someone knowing that that person's fresh, about ready to hit you? You know they're not going to wait around for the 3 count. They're going to hit you. But then sometimes you're like, okay, you clearly have that 3 count. You should take it. That's like she's standing in the ring. You're going to do the sharpshooter? Why? Why? Think she's just going to wait for it? I just never got that. Now, she can go for a pin here herself. But I have no clue what she's doing right now. Getting a weapon? Okay. Okay. Now, bam. Now, Penner. Well, there went that. There went that. Well, not who I was talking to, but that's how I seen it going. Becky Lynch winning, but that's probably the Lyra Valkyria factor. Lyra Valkyria, she pulled Becky out. Then it was just pop rocks and 1, 2, 3. So it's those things that you expect. You expect Lyra, you expected Becky Lynch to win, but you didn't expect Becky Lynch to win, if that makes sense. And Lyra Valkyria is how she lost. All right, we're moving on. Well, we got to see some of our favorite matches based off of stats. Now, did I like the matches how they went in real life? 100%. Did I like how they went on stats? 100%. Old Dad loves wrestling. That's all I can say. Old Dad loves wrestling. And was I happy? Was I surprised that Axiom won? Fraxium won? I was. Was I surprised Charlotte won? Not at all. Was I surprised Becky Lynch won? Not even a little bit. Was I surprised Sheamus won? Not even a smidge. Fraxium's the one that got me. Fraxium's the one that surprised me. But did any of it surprise you? I would love to hear it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it with a friend. Share the podcast around the world. Now, seriously, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And I will see you next time. Later.